Hello, hello, hello. We are 15 seconds in going live. Okay, the subject matter here will be Shoemaker. Shoemaker Avenue have signed up with clean up for Shoemaker with Motor City Makeover. Have signed up, but not as neighborhood tours. I signed up as Lee May Street Community Garden, which is right next door to neighborhood tours. So I'm going there to clean up, and it's associated with neighborhood tours because Shoemaker is part of the tour package with neighborhood tours, and that's where I had the most successful Facebook page associated with one of my tours. So therefore, I did it a little differently so I get some recognition from the city by being a community group with, with Lee May Street Community Garden. Lee May Street Community Garden. So having said that, we'll see what the turnout. I'm going to make a flyer up for Facebook, a Facebook flyer. Let people know what's going on this Saturday at 12 o'clock. I'm a 12 o'clock type person. I'm not a early in the morning type person. I'm going to start down there on Shoemaker and St. Jean. That's where the first bus stop is at for Shoemaker, down that way. And I'm going to take it all the way to French Road, which is a little over a mile. Just gonna do the sidewalks and gonna do the vacant lots. Now that's don't have a lot of help. If I got a good turnout to help, we can do the vacant lots. So that would depend on how much help turns out. The last event I did on Shoemaker, I did not have a good turnout by cleaning up for this walk the block event that occurred. I had more spectators than participators, but that do not discourage me. If I pick up one bag of trash, that's better than no bags of trash. And that's how I'm going to look at it. So I'm looking forward to doing that with Shoemaker. Event is Saturday, starting at 12 o'clock. And another person down the block, my neighbor, has a block club block club down the block there, past French Road going towards Hardin Street. That's the next street after French Road. And they're going to be doing the cleanup. So hopefully we can meet up. We want to know where the pickup point was going to be at for the trash. So I picked out Mount Clair one block before French Road for the pickup point. So we will see what happens with that. This is the first year doing that. And something that is associated with my tours because it's on the tour package. And that's the street I grew up on. So I got a lot of history with that street as far as growing up on there as a young adult, as a kid all the way to a teenager to adult. That's my background history with Shoemaker. Street named after a shoemaker, a French shoemaker. When the French took advantage of people that was here first, the native tribe and took away their right of way to this land. Nobody owns this land. The land owned by nature. I don't believe nobody has ownership of land, have a sense of ownership, but it's a false sense of ownership. It's on this land. All this land on this earth is owned by nature. Anytime nature wants to recreate the landscape, it can, and nothing we can do about it. We have to deal with whatever nature deals us, because it's owned by nature, not us. That's my view on it at this stage in my life. The latter years of my life, being 69 as of this year. So that's the plan for Shoemaker. We will come back and give an update later on this month how that went down. But if I'm an able body on Saturday, I'll be a willing body to do just that. Because there ain't no guarantees in life. I can predict all I want about what all the things I want to do this month in May of 2025, but that don't mean nothing. I still got to live it. But I got to live it to know it. And it's like come from day one. It comes with no guarantees. And that's a fat jack and not a statement, as my mother used to say. That's a fat jack and not a statement. So with that, let's take care of Shoemaker. A lot of times the cleanup shouldn't be too bad on my end. We have one illegal dump. And pretty much on both sides, it's pretty clean. Not too bad. We had the city cleaned it up one before the year was out last year. They did a good job cleaning it up. I think before the year's out, yeah, it was because I didn't clean it up over the winter. So it was before the year's out. I was cleaning it up around the latter part of November. Looked like they cleaned it up then. So I tried to get it cleaned up in before the year was out. But it wasn't necessary because the city had put their crew in there. They came out and cleaned the whole block up with a crew. Cut the trees back and all that off the fence line. So we'll see how that works out with me putting the flyer out starting Monday. So I have plenty of time to check it out. And then I will be giving a review of how it went towards the end of the month. And then after the cleanup, I'm going to put this out here, the podcast about it. And let people know that I had podcasts about it earlier, before the event. And hopefully we will talk positive. We're going to take pictures. We were going to take a lot of pictures and I do a short video on YouTube about the cleanup. And that will be that. We have the other part that I'm going to know if I'm going to add it to the tour package or not about the I-94 project. But part of the I-94 project came to the neighborhood of Shoemaker from Shoemaker Alley all the way to Oak Street and then August Street all the way to I-94. On both sides of I-94, they are running a pipe, a gas line pipe. What makes it kind of unique is that they have already welded the pipe together for the length of the alley. That's a long run. But I'm looking at the length of the expressway, that's a long run too, because that's 3 lanes plus an emergency lane, which that makes it 8 lanes. So it's the length of the alley, so that might just run 8 lanes. Now the trick is it's welded together. So how do you get it on the expressway without opening up the expressway? With construction, they have to cut off both entrance, the east side and the west side entrance on both sides to open up the expressway and put that pipe in there. Now you carry it in there. I guess you can do it with cranes. You slide it down and you put a crane up there to drop it in. I don't know. They got opening areas in the alley. So I don't know if they're going to walk it through that. From the alley on down to the expressway, because we got an embankment on the expressway, a grass embankment, that we don't have walls up yet. That's supposed to be plan B sooner as it progress with the remodernization of the I-94 corridor, expressway. So we'll see how that works out. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I've been documenting it, and so with videos and pictures. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. They had did the other side 3 years ago. Then after the expressway had got remodeled, they did some fiber cable. But it was no interference to the expressway. So I guess when they remodeled it, they created a pathway for that to occur. So they have fiber cable running underground. But now we know that you're going to have a gas line running underground and running from the alley on both sides of the expressway to go underneath the expressway. So that shouldn't be nothing less than interesting. And that's for sure. So looking forward to talking about that. And I might add that on to the I-94 project because it's got something to do with the I-94 project. It's a spinoff from it. If you're going to rearrange the expressway down there in that area, you got any underground piping, you have to make adjustments for that. So that you can do your upgrades, or you can change over this. What they're going to do, they're going to change it over where they're going to have an extra exit lane. So instead of 4 lanes down there in that one area, it'll be 5 lanes. That's how I see it. It'll be 3 lanes that you can drive on. Then 1 lane that you can exit on, and they also got to have an escape route, a shoulder for you to ride on in case you break down. So that counts out to be 5 lanes. Right now it's 4 lanes with 3 to ride on and 1 escape lane, a shoulder where you can escape in case you break down and get off the roadway or the expressway. So that should be nothing less than interesting. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience that occurring in this neighborhood. So I'm going to do my best to document it as much as I can. It's right around. It's right in my neighborhood. It's right at my back door. It's in my alley, part of the alley that the city gives to us to maintain. Which I'm not in agreement with that, but that's politics for you. So with that said, that'll wrap up what's happening here. With that, I say saw, which is bye-bye in the mini language.